All right, good evening once again to you all, and welcome to this weekly analysis. We're going to first of all start with the dollar index, and then we go from there down to the other pairs we really look out for. So first, looking at the dollar index, you guys noticed that for the past weeks now, we spotted this inversion gap on the DXY, and the price filled that up, and we're pushing back lower. Now we're left with just about 6 more days to the end of this month. Probably when you see the way price is pushing after trading above the opening price, we are likely to be taking out this monthly low, right? This is the previous monthly low. This is likely going to be a target as a reaction to this internal range liquidity here. Remember, this inversion gap is also like a breaker. Okay, so we have this as we have this right here as a previous monthly low. All right, previous monthly low after price is reacting from this inversion gap. So let's look down to the weekly and then see. Also, I think I mentioned that if we have price wanted to drop more lower, we have let's go back to, I think it's a 3 months time frame. Let's look at the 3 months time frame. No, I think should be 2 months. Let's see, there's something that I saw here which was really interesting. Okay. All right, so also here we have this inversion gap here. Okay, this Marabuzo right here. So there are actually possibilities for more lower prices on DXY, right? Based on even the reaction that we are seeing here. And you can also see how this previous weekly candle closed. All right, so there's possibility price is going to be coming down for this week, previous monthly low. And I want to see reasons. I mean, if price wants to drop lower, where will be the target? And we have this low right here. We have that low right there. If price wants to really drop lower, that will be their main target for now. But as just looking at price right now, we see that this low can likely be a target for us. Okay, because when you look at this on the weekly, we have something like a trend line liquidity here. We'll see that more clearly when we go to lower time frames. But now, looking at this particular week's candle, we have a no week high, all right, which is actually a very important key level to look out for. So this already, I'll be marking this out. If we see reasons for price to buy before it continues to sell, then we're going to have this as an important key level. Okay, we have that as an important key level on the weekly. That means if price really wants to push higher before it continues to sell, like, because now we already have this actually as another block, right? We already have this candle now as another block which has been formed as a reaction to the inversion gap, and also price did not completely close above this fair value gap here. So we still have that we still have this as a reaction to that internal range liquidity. So this is our external range liquidity, which is the previous monthly low. Now let's look at it on the daily chart. All right, so looking at it on the daily chart, this is what I meant by we have something here like some kind of trend line liquidity where we see price broke out and then it's retesting. All right, now looking closely, we have this low on the daily, which is going to be like our first target, and also we have this other block here, mitigation. All right, so we have these two key levels now on Euro on the DXY, these two other blocks here. Now, I would really prefer to see price trade based on this one, all right, before taking out this low, so that this high is going to be our inducement high. It's going to act like our inducement into that other block, which is also tapping into that important key level I just mentioned, all right? I think that will really be good. Then we tackle the previous monthly low. Also, you can see that if price is going back up there, it will kind of be like retesting this trend line. Liquidity has been broken out here. I think on the 4 hour, you can see the trend line liquidity or the trend line that we had here. I think that will be a nice retest. And on the 4 hour, we have a very good volume gap there plus inversion. Couple of points of interest around there on the 4 hour. Okay, so I think this one is much preferable for us to wait for a sell on. All right, I don't trust this one so much because this here hasn't done anything. We don't have any liquidity purge around this area. So which means even if price wants to react to this area, we might see it stop hunting the stops here before it continues lower. All right, but this one is actually good because I can see we can see that there was a total soak right there before price dropped lower. So that's a very good killer. I think that's what I was looking out for based on sales. All right, now also there is a plan B for this particular guy here is if we have price sell down immediately without pulling up back to those areas, and we get some buy confirmations from this other block. There can be there will be, if we have confirmations here, we can buy to hold up to see if price comes back to grab this internal range liquidity high right here. All right, so then we'll use this as an inducement or liquidity into that into this other block here. So we'll have these lows right here. Okay, these lows are not protected. That's what I mean. All these lows here, they are not protected. So if price just opens and continues selling, then if we have reasons to buy here based on the 15-minute or 30-minute confirmations, we can buy, we target this inducement high, this unprotected high, and if eventually price comes up to this area, we close the buy opportunities. All right, but remember, before you can buy here, you need to wait for a proper shift in market structure. All right, and if price comes up to this area before you sell as well, you need a real confirmation to push price lower. Okay, so that's basically what I'll be expecting for DXY this coming week. All right, now let's look at it, Euro USD. Okay, also on Euro USD, price came down, retested this breaker, and if you notice, price did not fill out the inversion gap we had on Euro USD, which it did on DXY. So that's an SMT, and you can also see that price is trading above the opening price, and we have this previous monthly high right here, which we can say also that it's our target, right? The previous monthly high as our target, and subsequently we have this fair value gap here, and with something like relative equal highs right there, which means there are more chances for Euro USD buying long term to meet up with this other block right here. Okay, and then using these highs as an inducement into that key level. So more buying opportunities coming in on Euro USD, but before we continue the buying process, we'll have to see reasons, or we have to maybe find out if price want to sell first before it buys, just like we did on the XY. So we have this volume gap here, and this weekly low, it's slightly not like that of the XY. Can you guys hear me now? Okay. All right. So I was saying that we have this volume gap on Euro USD. We have this volume gap on Euro USD, which we don't have on DXY. All right. This candle's low also, the candle low on the DXY, or the candle's high on DXY rather, has no wick, but here it has a wick, right? So looking at Euro USD, we have this other block and this volume gap here as a key level. So which means for price will go back to the previous monthly high, there's reason that we can expect price to pull back a little like this before we move back up to tackle the previous monthly high. Let's see how the daily time frame looks like. Good. Also, on the daily chart, you can notice that we have this the volume gap right here, okay? And also we have this other block right here. We have our other block right here, and this is the inducement that we can have leading to this key level. Just the same thing like we saw on DXY. This as an inducement low into this volume gap plus this other block as a key level for more higher prices. Now, last week I spotted this candles low, expecting price to pull out down to before it starts buying, but that did not happen. Price bought off without tapping into that area. So this week we're still gonna keep it in mind. If the sell volume is really much, then that might want to happen. But if not, we're going back to take the previous monthly high. All right. So now this literally means that we are bullish, but we don't want to start looking for buys too early. If not, we're going to be the liquidity that the market is looking for, okay? Because I know a lot of traders already would want to get their entries from here. Now, that won't be bad, okay? It's not a bad idea to get your entry from here like this to expect higher prices. It can happen even based on the fact that that's the monthly open is around this area. The monthly open is around that area, so it's still possible, but I'll prefer to get an entry a little bit lower. Let's take this as our inducement, all right? Because if you look, especially on the 4-hour time frame, you'll notice that this low here didn't grab any liquidity. We just retested, cleaned this other block, and price went up. So there is a likelihood that we can get this low, all right? This low now as our inducement. We can get this low as inducement into that other block and the volume gap that we just spotted, which also has another block here on the 4-hour, and also that other block did clear out liquidity here. So we have a total SOAP right here. And then price went up, shifting market structure. So there's a possibility we can have price pull back down to this one first. But then on the daily, there looks to be some resistance here, but I don't trust it, all right? Because this low is not a protected low for me. All right, but still, regardless, there can be some bullish momentum from there. And where price is sitting, if price does pull back and we trade back up to this area, there can be now some reasons maybe for a further sell like that or something like this. Okay, if at all the market just buys from here right up to this other block, then we can now have a pullback down to maybe this other block or this one before we finally go back to take out the previous monthly high. Okay, also taking note that this highs here, liquidity, we have it as liquidity into that liquidity into the other block right here. Our liquidity, and then this is our other block. All right, so we have this liquidity. Yeah, this one is liquidity. And then this is our other block. All right, so this is Euro USD. bring it right down from the daily, weekly, and the monthly time frame. I'll prefer this second opportunity as it has all this liquidity lying down in. And if I get some self-confirmations, just like we discussed on DXY, then we can sell down to any of this. And if we get buy opportunities here, we can buy a target back previous monthly high. Okay. A low being protected means price has already raised liquidity off of it. Okay. It's just like this. You see the market pushing higher. The market is an uptrend, and then it takes liquidity out of this low. All right. Now, this low right here is a protected low. It is a protected low because price has already grabbed the liquidity that was here. And you know the market is always looking out for liquidity. So when you're taking a trade, now if price comes back and you take a buy opportunity here, this low now is a protected low. There should be no reason for price taking out this low again because this already did the destruction of the manipulation or the liquidity grab that was here. So this is now a protected low. But this one is not a protected low. And if there's a low here again, this is not a protected low because it hasn't taken out any liquidity. All right, so let's look at this with Euro USD. So below is Euro USD, and when you look closely here, Euro USD GU has been moving really, really high lately. GU is pushing up. I don't know. Let's see. Probably we'll be targeting this high. This price coming out for that high. 3 months time frame. Okay. At 1 month, 1 week. We have this mitigation block here for GU. Price is gradually approaching that. Okay, the daily time frame. GU on the daily time frame. This high is right here. You can see that we have a fair value gap here plus this other block. So this is a good sell zone for GU, and this particular high here mitigated this other block. Okay, so that's a good zone to expect some sales, and then we can use this highs here as inducement to that. So let's see. Now we remember we're expecting sales on Euro USD before more buys, right? Take note of that. We're expecting a little sales down to this other block and the volume gap before higher prices. So same thing on the DXY, on GU. If we get a price move up to this other block here, we can sell it back to somewhere before we have a continuation, or before we have buy continuations. All right, if we're having buy continuations, all this right here is trend. This is trendline liquidity that we have right here, and the price is definitely going to clear all the trendline liquidity even right up to this one here, which is a fair value gap. So take note of this fair value gap here. That's going to be our long-term target. But for now, we want to see if price is selling where we're going to buy. If it continues buying, then we can have some selling opportunities coming in from this other block. But if it reverses from here, we have this other block here. All right, we have this right here to expect bullish momentum from. Okay, so from this point, we can expect more buys to target this, and furthermore, we take out the trendline liquidity. So this is GU. That's what I'll be expecting on GU. All right. Let's look at gold. asks why the candle's body and not the shadows. That's a question for another day. All right. Why the candles, not the bodies? The candles, the bodies tells the story. Why the wicks? If that's what you were asking. Let me see the question again. Why the candles? Candles' body are not the shadows, the wicks. Well, the bodies are the ones who tell the real story, while the wicks are mainly for destruction, right? Or manipulations and stuff like that. I think I'll make a lesson on that and I'll put it out on YouTube for you guys. All right, but also when you're choosing either a body of a candle, you're choosing it based on the wick. Like for example, here we have this candle. The wick here is more than the body. Okay. In most cases, the total range of this candle, if you're using this candle as your order block, you see that you have quite a large range. But now, in this case, you can narrow it down to this order block, to the body, to the opening price of the candle, and it reduces your exposure. Also, remember, this candle alone is a range, all right? The candle alone is a range, which means it can be something like this. And now, if this is the candle, let's say it's like this. Now, if you want to, if price eventually trades above this candle and it's pulling back, you would likely not want to take all this entire area as your entry. Maybe now you're going to find maybe an optimal trade entry within this candles range, or you will be looking for an entry below the 50% of this range, which is at the discount of the candle. That explains that from the candle or from this candle as well. Okay. We'll talk about that. Yeah. Now, gold looks bullish after price took out this liquidity and we close in higher. So from here, I will expect something like this for more higher prices, especially gold is going to be coming up back for this candle's high. All right, this candle's high and maybe this one too. So more buys coming in on gold, something we can have a retest here and something like that. So let's look at Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin for now, I don't really know what to expect, but can keep moving higher, maybe fundamentally. You guys, I think you remember all the setup we did since April 25th, April 13th. Yeah, April 13. We hit TP just, but that was Wednesday. So for now, so I can erase this, and if we go to the monthly time frame, we are still bullish. Probably we can now be targeting round figures like 120, 130, 150, 140, and then we have somewhere around 150. All right, so that's just basically it for now. Internal range to external range liquidity. When price is trading at its all-time high, it's always difficult to want to target more higher prices, right? Because you really don't know when it's going to reverse. But in assets like this, you want to watch more about fundamentals. Okay, so looking at this, for more bullishness, we can have this fair value gap here as internal range liquidity. Also, the close of this candle will give us more idea, more things to expect. Okay, so we want to see price trade down to that, and we continue higher. I don't know why someone is drawing on my screen. All right, so this is basically what we'll be expecting. Lower prices into this fair value gap and maybe a continuation higher. Let's quickly look at US 100. All right, so US 100 last week, we spotted this inversion gap here. I mean, and plus this volume gap, I was expecting price to pull back from it, and I think we're still in the process of that happening. Daily is almost at our key level, so I think we're gonna get some buys from here to continue higher. Let's look at GBP GPY. GBP GPY, we took out that high, tap into the other block that we had here on the weekly time frame, and we are pushing lower. So nice. We are going down on GBP GPY. So last week we expected price to pull back up to the volume gap, which we did, and from there price consolidated till the end of the week. So more lower prices. Let's see if we have price pushed down to take out this low right here. All right, so I don't think, which asset have I forgotten? I think we have looked at everything, right? Any asset you want me to check? All right, so I think we have gone through all the assets. Also, I'm still gonna be updating you guys on our various groups, especially on the Discord server. We're uploading setups and signals there as well. And you guys remember, it's free. You can join us anytime. So USD JPY. So let's check USD JPY before we end today's session. USD JPY. Okay. USD JPY. All right. USD JPY. Remember, if GXY is selling, USD JPY will likely be doing the same thing. So I think we spotted this. This was exactly what we studied, I think, 2 weeks ago, and it's playing out perfectly from the fair value gap back down to this liquidity here. Nothing much to say on this guy. We're going down, right? We're going down, we're going down. We're going down on USD JPY. So now, after selling from this fair value gap here, which was on the weekly, we now have this on the daily right here as our invasion. So we can have more sales from there to take out that low, right? Something like that. Then we'll take out this low. NZD/USD. NZD/USD. I haven't looked at this pair for a long time now. I think we're tied in a real consolidation here. And I think price is about taking out this high here. So this is a perfect shot to get price to this high, right? That's it. Check out this high. I think that's what price is gonna do. So if you have a pullback to this other block, we are taking out this high as fast as possible. All right, so guys, that will be it for today. I wish you guys the best, and remember to always trade with good risk management and avoid over trading. Okay, if the market is not clear, stay away from it. There will always be more opportunities week after week, day after day. So don't force anything. Protect your capital as always. All right.